Lweny kod njore makuo jamni madhi nyime kaunti ma Baringo kod alwora mare oyangi ni biro kaluwore kod lokruok mar lwasi mamiyo jopith moko manyo kaka ginyalo yudo jambgi moko ma bende nowito ngimagi kaluwore kod oro. Magi osekelo lwenje e kind jogo eko mosedar ma bende thothgi osebedo kadhi kendo rocho ngima ji mamoko kuonde mamoko. Jokanyo oyango magi e kinde yango lipot ewi lokruok mar lwasi e gwenge makono.
Kuo mar jamni e gwenge ma Baringo owach ni kik kaw awiye kaka njore kende kowinjo ng'iye matut kaka gino mamedore kaluwore koda lokruok mar kor lwasi.
We have normalized something called cattle rustling and then defined it as a cultural practice. Cattle rustling is nothing but crime, violent crime, because it involves guns, it involves forceful disposition of property. And when you go back to the root cause, it is because of climate-induced changes. Why do people rustle cattle? Perhaps because of shortages of land for grazing, perhaps because of shortages of water.
Senator Mahoma Bay Moses Kajwang, ma en jakom komiti od bura mar lokruok kor lwasi, wacho ni lokruok makamagi osekelo midhiero mathoth ma bende nyayo lwenje mopogore pacho ka.
Climate change has led to a lot of threats. Actually, it is said that climate change is a threat multiplier because things like droughts, things like famines, things like rising levels of lakes sometimes displace people. And when such displacement occurs, it is women who suffer most.
Mambo ya illiteracy ndio imechangia sana. Mambo ya masomo inachangia. Manake sehemu za tiati unapata vijana wengi wanaenda kuchunga, hawasomi, na hiyo ndio inachangia kwa pakubwa sana mambo ya cattle rustling.
Jamni omedni oserocho ngima jopuonjre ma yawuoyi koda manyiri mawuok e gwengego e yore mopogore opogore.
Our children are being involved as child soldiers. That means they're not staying in school and they're impacted. And when we talk about the impact of climate-induced conflict, it's not just, and we talk about children, it's not just the girls. You find that most of the boys are dropping out of school, and also even as the issue of mobility, as they move from one area to the other, they also stay out of school, and that impacts them. But even as beyond that, we have the role of the parents in upbringing of the children.
Lwenjegi bende rocho chendo mag familia ni mar nyithindo ok yud chendo makare mag janyuol ka janyuol ni mar lweny ochuno ng'ato ka ng'ato okaw ting' mok mare.
We know that the mothers play a big role in the girls' lives, and the fathers also play a very big role in the boys' lives. However, they also play another role in the girls' lives, but the boys really need their fathers. But as the conflicts happen, the fathers have to also leave the homes and go and fight, and these boys end up being brought up without the role that their fathers play.
Yo achiel mar yudo duoko ne lwenje kod lokruok mag kor lwasi e gwengegi oyangi ni en nywako duond ng'ama miyo kendo rwake e mesa kama itwake weche makamagi.
The men are the greatest instigators of conflict. And then at the same time, we want them to be the leaders in conflict resolution. So I think this report comes at a good time, and we must find a way of ensuring that in indigenous communities, we bring in women who have for a long time been regarded as property and not as equal partners in those communities.
The patriarchal nature of the society does not allow the women to participate. They are not supposed to talk where men are. They are not supposed to move very close to these meetings where men are. And so this becomes a problem. So if they are not supposed to move close, they are not supposed to sit where the men are, then they cannot even talk. And because of this, even when they have issues that can actually be accommodated or brought on board to help us have better peace or lasting peace, these are never considered.
Juliet Ogubi ma bende notelo ne nondoni omedo ni kuonde alam bende nyaka kaw opara manyime e lando injili mar kwe ne lwenje machalo koda magi.
Using platforms like religious platforms, these bring people together from different communities, and we can still leverage on the women because we know, I think in this country, women are more religious than men and maybe more tolerating compared to the men. So when we can use this, that they can be able to pray together. Matters peace can then be discussed even in the churches, in our schools, among the children, that there could be a lesson of just peace building in our schools.
Jaelieta, Ramogi TV.